Hello YouTube, Trinity here again with another deck profile, this time giving you guys my Ancient World Future Card Buddyfight 10th Anniversary deck profile for the Link Dragon Order. We'll start off with the flag. My flag is of course Ancient World with Masato here. My buddy is Quitwick Sumisaki. Also shout out to, it's been a long time, but shout out to the person on Buddyfight group in US or international, I forget what one it was, or what it's actually called off the top of my head, but for selling me this deck for I think around 200 during like end of the era COVID, like 2022. I've kept this. I want you to know, whoever you are out there, I forgot who you were and what your name was, but I appreciate this deck. I've kept it in good condition, still in the same beautiful sleeves. I played it like at least 20 times still. I play it whenever me and my buddy want to play some Buddyfight. It's one of the decks I pull out. And yeah, you know who you are, I'm pretty sure, because you're the one who had 3 of these babies in there and a lot of SPs. It's a shame I had to drop some of the SPs going forward with the 10th anniversary, but I really have settled on this list, and after some testing, I'm happy to give this list to you guys. So flag, Ancient World, Buddy, Quitwick, Sumisaki. We'll move on. We're running 3 copies of Deity of Enthusiasm and Bonds, God Agito. We're not going to go through the effects because that would take way too long. We're just going to go through ratio and names. And I can, if you have questions down below, I can answer them. Next, we're running 4. I did bump it up. 4 copies of Lonely Battle Axe Agito. This card is just really good. It's like from Buddy Ragnarok. I only had 2 before, and I remember I had to pick those up for this list. Just a really good card. If you don't see this, this is your other finisher for the deck. And it's just extremely good, honestly. I love this Agito so much. It comes up so much. Next. Oh, no, not doing that voice. Sorry. Anyway. We're running the Tricera. I don't know. I can't read that upside down. I apologize. It's a really good way to gain life and draw cards. It's a really good card in general. Moving on. 1 copy of Thunder Axe Link Agito. This is basically a Hot Spring Toolbox version, if I remember. It's been a minute since I pulled this up. Yep, I went for a more Hot Spring Toolbox. So you're going to see a lot of 1-ups. We have 1 of Thunder Peak Agito, 1 Dark Shadow Genji, 1 Masuri, 1 Rimbo. I liked 2, but I'm on 1. 1 of Fat Boy here. I hate him. I love and hate him, sorry. I still remember the early days of Buddyfight Ace where my friend was on, had this as Buddy, and would just gain like 20 life a turn, casually, you know. 2 Haraharas, Agito, everyone gets double attack. Yay, I'm at 30 life. This bastard. This, because, you know, he wins games in certain matchups. This is just like, the most powerful card. It's just so good. 1 copy of Quickkinier's Jisen, 1 copy of Arato. This took me a while to pick up, that's why, but here he is. 1 Irinus MP, 1 Makato, let's just say it, First Aid Makanko, and then 4 copies of Quitwick, my buddy, Quitwick Sumisaki. If you want, you could also have Agito as your buddy, but Sumisaki's always been my favorite. So, I was very happy to buy this deck when the guy had Agito, Quitwick as his buddy, not Agito. And of course, we got the Agito sleeves. You can't get these anymore, really, unless you go on eBay, and they're not always there. I want to put this 3, but it's hard to find out what I want to really cut. So 2 right now is fine. I've been liking 2 Dragon Prunet Ries. This is a really good way to reduce damage, as well as it powers up God Agito. 3 copies of Divine Dragon Creation Ries. 2 copies of Divine Dragon Creation. And 2 copies of Link Dragon Orders Oath Ries. So I had to make some cuts, but this card is okay. But we're running 1 Link training in this build. I can't really tell you why. I can't remember myself, but you could probably run this at 2 if you wanted to change some of the defensive options. But we have to make room for more combo cards and more power plays and more 1-ofs. So I can tell you what card I'd maybe cut for a 2nd copy. I don't even think I own a 2nd copy anymore. I think I sold it off. But yeah, only 2 Dragon Emperor Legends. I'm not really a fan of that, but it's okay. 2 Dragon Emperor Legends. We had to make room for stuff. If you want, you could run like a over 50 card version. I didn't want to go for that. 3 copies of For Share Bath Time. This card is insane, by the way. Love this card. 2 copies of Bond's Power Overflow. And this is a card I'd probably drop if I wanted to bump something up, but just 3 and 4 is not that bad. But we run through, this is our best defensive card. We're running Fiery Spirit Link Dragon Order's Cheer at 4 copies. And then finally, our last spell is, another reason why we're not running too many of that is this card. Sturdy Dragon Strike. It's another way to gauge. And it gets our Link Dragons in the drop zone. Then we run 1 of each item. They do, both of their effects come up at different points. And that is it for the Link Dragon Order deck. If you like the deck, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have suggestions of ratios I can change, please let me know in the comments down below. Note that I only play EN in Japanese format. I do not mess with the Thai cards. I'm not the big fan of them. I think the game's already broken enough, and I think EN is where was what I'm more comfortable playing. I don't really like the dual flags or any of the stuff that keeps coming out with it. Like, it just feels unnecessary. Also, I'm not a big fan of the waifu cards. So, that being said, I hope to give you more EN and Japanese content for a future card Buddyfight. I still have a bunch to give you guys. There's just so much little time in my schedule to sit down and do these deck profiles. If you like it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and let me know what you think and some changes you would make going forward. Ciao.